Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hey, I love the way you guys have been hitting that like, subscribe, and that notification bell like the prompt is showing you right now. I really appreciate it. All right, for those of you that are new, we got a lot of newbies here. Welcome to Stock Up with Larry Jones, where we share the best in stocks, crypto, and building strong portfolios. All right, but I have to tell you that anything I say is not a suggestion to buy, hold, or sell. I'm not your financial advisor. You got to do your own due diligence. I'm just a guy making money here on YouTube. And then I have a lot of people we call family who are also making money based on the information that they gain, including here on YouTube. You guys know they have been, anyway, it's a blessing to be on this platform, YouTube. I'm going to keep saying that just another day. All right, look, let's go. Palantir just had its earnings, good people. Palantir tops 1 billion in revenue for first time, boosting guidance. Now, if I played for you what the CEO was saying about the shorters, like he's saying, look, this is going to keep happening for the next 10 years. The CEO is real bolsterous saying, look, guys, don't even try to short this stock. You're crazy to do so. And I have been holding Palantir and I did not sell. I took a little haircut from Liberation Day, you guys remember, and then we started buying when it dipped back below 80, right? And so that's what happened with Palantir. Right now you could see Palantir was up 4% for the day and another 4% in the after hours. So we got 18%. You guys see that today alone between the regular market and the after hours. Palantir is just one of those companies. Now, for those of you that's been asking me, should I take profit? Here's where I would even consider taking profit, all right? Larry is not taking profit. I'm going to be straight with you guys. I'm just not. I'm just holding, but it will come down again at some point. And some point it will come down. I'm just continually holding, all right? I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing. So we are in a area, okay, where you're going to hear a lot of buy the dips, sell the rips because of where we are in August. Okay, we'll get back to that. So I mentioned to you about one hot stock was Palantir, which just smashed their earnings, killed their earnings. Another hot stock is a Fig. And remember, I told you guys I wasn't going to chase it because yes, it's going to run up. I wasn't 100% sure it was going to cool off. Well, today was a nice cool off day. So was Friday. But look at today, 27% down. All right. Now, I don't know how it closed on Friday, but there was periods where it was down by double digits. But today was solid, down by 27%. As you could see, Musk Awards, and it says Figma nosedives. All right. So that's what's going on with Figma. It is doing a nosedive because it was just too much money, overhyped, good people. And I will tell you, pretty much, I would say probably 75% of the time when you have this much excitement about an IPO, there's going to literally pump the stock way too expensive. Everybody just wants some, not even knowing what's fair value, right? And then you have the drawdown. All right. Some of them do go on. Circle did, which just took off. But this one, there's a lot of fluff in it. So I'd rather wait. If you know, I just rather wait. For those of you that got it, congratulations. Some of you guys got it at a lower price. And hopefully you guys didn't just, chase it as soon as you were able to get in and dump a lot of money in it. Okay. But if you were listening to me, you didn't do that. Now you're going to hear a lot of buy the dips, sell the rips, meaning the stock market. Let's take a look. S&P 91 points up, green. NASDAQ up 400 points, actually ran up towards the close. Then we got the Dow 587 points up. Okay. So now the stock market has rebound and regains Friday's overreaction. Now you could see here, I have VUG. This is ticker symbol VUG. This is QQQ, and this is Funstrat, ticker symbol GRNY. You could see that they are all up close to 2%. Vanguard 1.19%, 1.85, and 2%. Let's say 2.0%. So on average, they're all up about 2%. I'm going to look at you guys and tell you on Friday I spent about $25,000, and I spent about $22,000, and I'm up today in that portfolio about $20,000, right? In some portfolios, right? You should be happy, Larry. No, I'm not happy, because that money I put in will be higher, and I'm going to be buying dips. You're going to hear a lot of buy the dips, sell the rips, and that's fine. But because we are in August, I personally are looking at my long positions. I'm going to be buying the dips and holding, okay? And not every dips, but deep dips, okay? So you could see what's happening here. Let's just go over the 5-day, and you could see, boom, here's what a fall off is, right? And I'm not quite back up where I want to be. And I'm glad I did the buying and stocks and crypto, what I told you guys on Friday. Money Moves got everything, right? Listen, quit being cheap. Come and join us. I got the cheapest Patreon out there. Come and join us and make some long-term money, right? So here's what I'm going to say. If you think that the market is frothy and there will be more chop, get ready. There will be more chop. There will be more sell-offs, okay? I don't know when. I don't know by who. I don't know if the Fed is going to cause it. I don't know if the president is going to cause it, or the market. But there will be more chop this month. You better believe it. But traditionally, this is a good month to buy, August and September. And traditionally, or should I say historically, we go back up at the end of the year. All right, good people. So let's just take a peek at some crypto. We did some buying. And I'm glad we bought where we bought. I bought some XRP at 275, right? Some at 302, and then some at 275. Right now we're at 305. But look at Bitcoin. We did some buying at Bitcoin at 111. It's 115, right? And then you could see what's going on here with the fear and greed. We are ticking back. Just like I keep telling you guys, you literally can trade off the fear and greed index. You literally can trade off of it. So we are at neutral now. Remember, I was just showing you guys, we were in greed. We went from extreme greed to greed. Now we are ticked down into neutral. Okay. So here's the buy zone, from neutral down to extreme fear. That's the buy zone. The sell zone is from greed to extreme greed. Okay. That is what's happening. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance right quick. We could see that Bitcoin is still losing its dominance, right? Negative 3.94, right? Alt season hasn't got off the ground. Every time it gets ready to get off the ground, boom, something comes along and smacks it down, right? So let's look at what's happening with Bitcoin, right? I didn't have anything prepared here. So, boom, let's take that out. All right. So we could see that we are bouncing off of the lows here, right? We are bouncing off of the lows of 114. We are back up to 115. Like I said, we still could come back down to 100. Around 100K. We really could. There's support levels before you get there. You keep dropping down 108, 109. There's some support levels before you get to 100. Could it still happen? Yes, it could still happen. But for right now, according to what I see, we're safe for hours. And then we got to monitor it again tomorrow, because that's where we are in all of this chop in August. I'm just going to be straight with you guys. Now, I want you guys to listen to this exchange from Mr. Tom Lee today and tell me what you think.
You've been solidly bullish since, Liberation Day, but last week was a setback, and August is not always a great month. You think we get a little bit of choppiness here? Are you still bullish?
Well, last week was definitely consolidation because we had 5 days where the market opened higher and closed lower.
Really?
And they
Okay.
call that bearish engulfing. It makes sense because we're consolidating that 28% gain from the April lows. And on the job stuff, I think it's just the data's catching up to what we already know. The labor market's been soft, right? So it's, I think, a positive setup because now the Fed has more ammunition to make a dovish pivot in the fall. And it's not too late because we know the thing that they're going to stimulate is the housing market. And you had a couple guests earlier talking about that. And so that is what strengthens the economy in 2026. So I think it's quite a positive setup. We're just consolidating and then we make a bigger move higher.
Is it fair to say that since it's a dual mandate, that maybe the Fed should have been able to think that there was more risk to a slowdown than to inflation? Do you think they missed that a little bit and they're fighting? I don't know, but Trump said you got to cut, so they couldn't. Maybe they had to err that way just for political reasons.
Yeah, I think the Fed needs to demonstrate independence, but you're right. I think when they look at their dual mandate, they're probably drifting further from the employment metric now because the unemployment rate, if you use the existing participation rate before this report, it's almost 5% now. So the Fed now has to be considering the risk of jobs market actually going into a cycle of weakening.
Right. But you have also been, I guess dovish is the word, on inflation. You have not thought that there is going to be necessarily a big impact from the tariff regime.
That's right. And I think the biggest takeaway is, first of all, if you look at the latest inflation report, the goods component that are tariff-driven, it's been only mild. But also, if you use the same inflation measure Europe uses, which is inflation ex housing, we're actually under 2%. The Fed, if they were the ECB, would be cutting right now.
That's interesting. So by the end of the year, or what target are you using now and what time frame?
I think we're going to rally pretty strongly in August. So I think we can get back to 65 or get to 65, 6,600 all-time highs.
So Tom Lee thinks we are going to rally in the next couple of weeks. Here in August, he says we're going to rally back in August. And because the first of the month started that way, it very well could happen. And listen, I'm going to tell you something. If I'm listening to a monkey, if I have a college graduate that did 8 years and studied all kind of, data and math and science and the economy, and I had a monkey to my right, and if that monkey was right 80% of the times, and this guy was right only 20% of the times, I'm rolling with the monkey. I'm listening to the monkey. Guys, I'm just saying, listen, let's not get wrapped up in the who. Let's get wrapped up into the hard-earned numbers. The numbers don't lie. The data don't lie, okay? And so I don't care what people say about him. If he keeps being right, I'm going to keep... First, I study for myself, and then I see if what he says lines up. And then if it lines up, then it makes sense. So far, he's been making sense, okay? So I don't structure my moves around what Tom Lee says. I structure my moves around what I see, okay? And then I find someone that opposes what I think, and then I find someone that agrees with what I think, and then I line the data up. That's what I do. Good people, look at this. This, I showed you guys this. If you notice, it's still growing. The percentage. Look down at the bottom, okay? Now we're up 13%. VUG, QQQ, GRNY. As a matter of fact, that's not what I wanted to show you. We're up on that too, killing that. That I'm going to show in the Patreon. All right? This is what I wanted to show you. Up 103%. And this is before earnings. Look at Palantir. I'm up 190%. And then we bought some SoFi. We bought more SoFi and Roblox on Friday. Look at that, 87%. Look at what we're up today, 2%. On Roblox, we're up 4%. And look at Affirm. We're up 12% on Affirm. So we are building in Money Moves a solid portfolios where you can go to sleep and know that you are building wealth. There's going to be more chop this month, good people, but we ain't scared. We prepared. When I say, guys, don't be cheap, listen, don't be offended by that. What I mean, because I was cheap. I was cheap in thinking, well, I'm not going to spend $1 a day and do this because I'm in this. Well, there's people they're in my class, they're in my WAP, and then they're in Keenan's Patreon, and they're in Stocks with Josh's Patreon, and one of them posted that they are up $10,000. So if I don't care if they were paying $1,000, all of us collectively, which they're not, they're only paying $100, all of us, less than $100 a month, all of us collectively. But she's up $10,000. Follow? And so we have to stop stepping over dollars to chase pennies. That's all I'm saying. All right, good people. So even if this is not for you, fine, then please go find somewhere that's going to help you make more money. All right. And I keep giving you guys the free stuff here. I got through another one with a blaring headache, but the family must eat. I love each and every one of you. You are not just a subscriber. You are not just a number. I want to help you build generational wealth. So please, if you do anything for me, continue to hit the like button as pages are getting shut down. Continue to hit the like button and continue to share me with all your family and all your friends. And if you're new, welcome aboard to Stock Up with Larry Jones. It's not just me, it's the family. We support one another, we love one another, and that's how we're going to roll. All right? Live, love, laugh, and learn.